A little baby black, get that garbage out of here.
What it do, baby?
Yeah, yo, what do you know?
There's a new NBA champion, and it's a team from Toronto, Canada.
OG with the look, got it! OG Anunoby at the buzzer!
Oh, like, cause my shot I expected to make it, so like I don't shoot trying to miss.
Looks like he lost another one.
Hello, what's up, and welcome to another edition of the What It Do Toronto Raptors podcast. I'm your host, Drew Horton, and let's jump into it. 2013 to 2019 could be considered the golden age of the Toronto Raptors. They didn't miss the playoffs in that span and capped it off with a championship in the 2019 season, led by the mercenary, the free agent, Kawhi Leonard, off of what many at the time said was a crazy trade to give away DeMar DeRozan, who had put everything he had into the team, loved the city, was the first free agent who really wanted to stay there, that was at that level of stardom. But it worked. Messias Gamble put the team into contention. They added Marc Gasol at the trade deadline for Jonas Valanciunas, another big part of those Raptors playoff runs. And they beat the Warriors in 6 games, minus Kevin Durant and minus mostly Klay Thompson, but we don't talk about that, for their first ever championship. And that 7 or 8 year stretch of Raptor dominance, probably the golden age, at least so far, for Raptors basketball, and really put them on the map, and the championship just put it over the top, beating Golden State, national television in both the US and Canada. And over the last decade, the Raptors have really gone from a laughingstock into a real organization, one of the best in the league. Before 2013, nobody really mentioned the Raptors in much media outside of the Toronto sports networks. They just weren't a huge household name, and the only Raptor anyone could really name in the US was Vince Carter, and for good reason. Air Canada as his nickname, he put Toronto on the map for basketball, inspired a whole generation of Canadian players just from his talent, his sky-high jumping ability, and his monstrous dunks, especially in the slam dunk contests. Now, since that time, the Raptors, like I said, have become a powerhouse organization, or at least a model in terms of how to run a basketball team. And not only that, but their global ambassador, Drake, has become one of the biggest names in all of music. Now, basketball and hip-hop culture have become more intertwined, so has Drake and the Raptors, and it's really inspired a lot of references in songs, social media, interviews, all that kind of things, not just from Drake, but from other artists who are now putting some respect on the Raptors' name as they finally deserve it. And so what I'm going to go do here in this episode is go through some of the more recent and some of the coolest references to the Toronto Raptors from hip-hop music. Now, I do want to keep this as family-friendly as possible, so I may be paraphrasing on most of these lyrics. So keep in mind that this isn't exactly what they say, but you can probably get the general gist. So first up, in 2019, Big Sean released a song called Overtime, and one of the lyrics he released in the track, with my team on each side, like ha 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 ha, with the last laugh like Kawhi, doesn't exactly nail the laugh into the song, but the fact that he's including it is super cool, and Kawhi kind of reclaimed that meme as his own during the victory parade in his whole speech, and it really came full circle, and it was just a really cool thing to see. Now, another 2019 song, Roddy Ricch released The Box, and his lyric that he put in, I done put my whole arm in the rim, Vince Carter, and I know probably I'll get a key for the quarter. And I mean, classic. Air Canada's dunk contest in the year 2000 was just incredible, and those images have inspired basketball players across North America trying to be the high-flying dunkers that were just paying homage to Vince Carter. So now the next lyric I'm going to quote. Roy Woods in 2020 came out with a song called Like Pascal. You know, your typical balling out and you're flexing on people, and uses Pascal as one of the main points of that, recognizing his rise to stardom. Lyric goes, burning my tires on asphalt, swiping your cards till it's maxed out. I'm balling on people like Pascal, Hunnid's making me act. Nice to see Pascal Siakam getting some love in 2020. Nice shout out, and Pascal is balling. He did sign a $130 million contract, so hey, skirt indeed. Some more Pascal love here with Spillage Village, the song End of Days, released in 2020. Plead the 4th, 5th, drop 1, zombies on the block. See, I come with a shot like Siakam, I pop. So, talking about Siakam's shooting ability and just love it. Love it. It was released less than a month after Roy Wood's Pascal tribute came out. And just, hey, Spicy P getting his name respected in the culture. Always great to see. Now on this track, 2015, going back just a little bit, the artist Wiley on the song Send Me the Rhythm. The lyric says, when you achieve, people gonna take shots, that's when I take flight like I'm T. Ross. A Terrence Ross reference. That is a deep cut. That is something that only people who knew the Raptors would know. Probably came from either his slam dunk appearances or his 50-point game. But still, T. Ross, fun player to watch. And he even got his own shout out. That Earl sweatshirt has a reference about Kyle Lowry on a track he did with Danny Brown and Kendrick Lamar called Really Doe. This one going, you've been the same little boy since 2001. Well, it's the left-handed shooter Kyle Lowry the pump. Now this is a good reference. Kyle Lowry does have a really nice pump fake. Is a right-handed shooter, not a left-handed shooter. So a little bit of a deduction from the reference. But still, I mean, a Kyle Lowry reference, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now Drake has some Raptors references throughout his albums. Makes sense. This one from Charged Up in 2015 is cool because it references a former Raptors bench player. Come live all your dreams out at OVO. We gonna make sure you get your bread and you know the ropes. I get a ring and I bring it home like I'm Corey Joe. Referencing Corey Joseph, a backup point guard. How many backup point guards get referenced in songs other than Derrick Rose? This one's probably my favorite. It's by Kyle, the rapper, on his song I Spy from 2016. The lyric goes, "Hey, boy's good at he knows it. He don't say it, he shows it. I'm just like DeRozan. If I shoot it, it goes in." Now, I know it's a classic. It's a classic. Not a great song overall, if I'm being perfectly honest. But regardless, has a top-tier Raptors reference. Actually tries to rhyme DeRozan with something. So that gives some effort points in my book. All the other DeMar DeRozan references are either just one-offs or DeRozan isn't even part of the rhyme, but hey, you'd love to see it. Now the last one I'll mention, this one is from 2021. Take my shot with the hotties, I got long arms, MVP on the come up, that's Scotty Barnes. I love that one. I think it's just perfect. It's just shows you the future is bright, but it doesn't get too in depth. It's just nice, compact, and I wrote it. I'm biased, I wrote it, that's mine. That's why it's my favorite. The only podcaster you know that has bars. Well, probably not, but my mom thinks I'm funny. You heard it here first, the #1 rated Toronto Raptors podcast, according to my mom. And she's never wrong. So tell your friends, tell anyone you know, even your enemies, they deserve to enjoy this too. That's it for this episode, just a short one this time. Quick, fun. I just really didn't want to talk about losing to the Detroit Pistons because, yikes. But we got some more games coming up, and it's going to be a long season, going to be ups and downs, and, well, why not have fun where we can? So, anyway, that is it for this episode of the What It Do Toronto Raptors podcast. I've been your host, Drew Horton, signing off. Peace!